Hello, my name is Wes Dawson, and I would like to welcome you to another episode of Gabagool and 8, the #1 streamed podcast at gabagool8.podbean.com. So initially, many of the notes taken for today's episode were originally intended for the next segment of Gabagool and 8 Live, Part 2, Judgment Day. But here I am, didn't have time to really prepare my camera, and also it's so damn hot in the studio today, I am recording this laying flat on the floor, spread eagle, buck ass naked, just to try and beat the heat as best as I can. So instead of the live episode, here's another diligently recorded and meticulously edited episode of Gabagool and 8. And today I record on a very special day, as today is my mother's birthday. Yes! Now, I didn't get her a conventional birthday gift this year. In lieu of that, I allowed her to do my laundry on Monday or Tuesday next week. Said, Mom, there's no rush. Clean my room whenever you got time. But I told you I need my car washed by Saturday. And, for fuck's sake, I've told you twice already. I'm not waiting for it. And aside from that and the heat and humidity that we're living right now, I feel like I'm back in the womb. What a disgusting thought to have put in my head. I kind of put myself off of recording this episode now. So unlike the majority of Gabagool and 8's episodes, there's not much structure to this. I have some loose notes, I have some ideas I wanted to discuss, and I'm just going to throw them out there, see what you think of them. Dollarama price tag stickers. Now, they have really stepped up their game. I remember a time when these stickers, you'd soak them for 6 days and 7 nights, and they would still be stuck to the bottom of whatever cheap porcelain dish you bought. Nowadays, these things peel off like nobody's business. Another thing I thought was with the decline in popularity of the Pokemon Go app, as well as the rising concern of convicted sexual predators in any given area, why don't we convert this game into an app where you can track and find local sexual predators? This way, you and your children can get some fresh air, get outside a little bit, move around a bit, and enjoy the activity of spray painting pedophile across some guy's house. Now, another question I'm going to have to ask you guys. Have you ever taken a shit in a bathroom that used to have no bathroom fan, a new fan was installed, and then you forgot to switch that thing on? First off, the reverberations off that bowl sounds like Krakatoa all over again. All of a sudden, you remember the sensation of having that putrid heat and moisture rising from the bowl, collecting on the bottom of your chin, this condensation like some kind of shit-covered ecosystem. It's disgusting. I suggest shitting in the bushes if you don't have a bathroom fan. All right, now I seem to have here some notes on the World Wide Web. Now, we have been planning an epic 3-parter about social media and about the internet, although that's kind of been a main theme discussed as of late, so that's why we've kind of pushed that to later down the schedule. But one thing I did notice are these shitty comments online. I thought this was kind of a dying trend, but no, it's well and alive. I saw this ad for a drug rehab clinic for women who are either abused or just suffering from drug addiction, different things, and half the comments were like, oh, so no men are allowed. And I was like, are you honestly suffering from a drug addiction? Or are you just some fucking lonely asshole with nothing better to do than to cause shit on somebody's comment section? At least post promote this on Emperor Records or some dumb shit like that. But I mean, trying to make some kind of social stand on the most trivial and baseless of things. Dude, there's enough things out there that you could probably pick a better subject and, have a go at it. Just bitching to bitch. And a lot of people ask me about my plan to start a Twitch channel. It's still in the works. I have my team of writers working on content. I have a set design in place. And, we're going to display all sorts of exciting things. You're going to be able to watch me digest my food 3 times a day, scratch myself, and lots of other kind of mundane activities that really seem like a waste of both of our time, but it seems the more mundane and useless, the more entertaining things are to people. So let's do it. And of course, I do want to have the woke episode, because this is something I think has to be talked about. I think it's overblown somewhat in the media. There's nothing wrong with being woke, because, there is a line between being understanding and accepting of new things and being kind of a closed-minded douchebag, and then if somebody disagrees with you, you think that they should just be banished from the earth. That's kind of a weird approach to things. I think, honestly, stupid people should be allowed to say stupid things. How else will we know where they are? Over the past year, a lot of people I know, I've seen them post things that kind of revealed who they truly were, and honestly, had it not been for these frustrations, I never would have known that you're a racist, bigoted piece of shit. So at least, I think ignorant people need a platform. I don't think we should be deplatforming people. I think we need them to expose themselves and be like, hey, that guy's a dumb fuck. You should probably clip him with your car next time you go by. All right, now we are going to touch on some recent news events. And of course, by recent, I mean I jotted them down a few weeks ago and they're in no way relevant anymore. But hey, I didn't waste this space on my Google Doc for nothing. I'm going to read through it, okay? So a few weeks ago, we had Elon Musk hosting SNL. A lot of people complained about that, questioning his comedic timing, things like that. I'm like, well, he hasn't even hosted yet. He hasn't even done a skit yet. Like, Jesus Christ, give the guy a break. I don't understand this whole, don't judge people, but then if they're rich, well, yeah, you judge them instantly. I'm like, well, fuck, the dude had a good business model. He can do whatever the fuck he wants. But you had cast members of SNL complaining about the wealth disparity between classes and, how Elon Musk is playing into the 1% versus everyone else. And I'm like, yeah, you're a bunch of actors who are being paid more than teachers or doctors to play dress up. So you are truly the disenfranchised in the world. And I raise my hand in solidarity with you. But there's this weird trend of shitting on billionaires. Everyone's shitting on Jeff Bezos. Look, sure, the guy could give every human being on the planet $1 billion and still be the richest man in the world. But he doesn't have to. That's his money. He had a great fucking business plan. He's like, hey, let's ship a bunch of junk real fast for real cheap. People liked it. Honestly, you got a fucking problem with it, then why don't you bike downtown, fill up your fucking bicycle cart with your groceries, your electronics, your hardware goods, and bike back home with that 800 pounds of goods. Who cares? I also want to go into a rant about Bell and then also Shaw Media. I didn't have any specific notes to bitch about, but I mean, I could easily drum up anything. I could probably complain about how Bell is the worst fucking company I've ever dealt with. I go on for hours, but that's really not the purpose. I think maybe I'll do a whole episode on that. That would probably be quite fun, actually. Well, we're going to dive into some quick good bad. A good, going with the flow, especially on a live episode. The bad, running out of content 5 minutes in and just saying 1,000 times, which is what I did on the first live episode. I'm truly sorry about that. A good, providing video to your podcast. A bad, not being quite descriptive enough when doing so that those who are listening to the audio content have no fucking clue what you're talking about. That was kind of a mistake on my part. So allow me to paint a picture of what's going on today. I lie here, the center of the podcast room, holding a microphone approximately 6 inches from my face. It is muggy in here. It's about 29 degrees outside, very humid. The walls are sweating somewhat. I am a 6'1" male, approximately 230 pounds. Actually, I'm probably a bit more than that. I've put on a bit of weight over the last year by doing nothing other than record podcasts. So I'd say I'm maybe 6'1", 240 with a BMI of... So upcoming for next week, the body episode is back and we talk disease. And now, we're not only talking about the types that mess with your piss hole, we're talking about things like COVID, mumps, SARS... did you know that patient 0 for the SARS outbreak had contracted this by combining chicken, snake, and cat meat? Now, I can see the individual meals, but what kind of shepherd's pie is this dude making? I have to know, and I will try it out live on the episode. So, my name is Wes Dawson. This has been Gabagool and 8. Thank you. Please listen, share, and subscribe. And just remember, if you're going to stick that in there,